and welcome to the Lighthouse. I am Shine, no pun intended. I was about to start this off as saying, welcome to my twin flame journey. That's how long it's been. I was gonna say the old name. Um, I have been trying to figure out a schedule, of which kinds of readings and stuff I'm going to put on the channel, and I'll make a separate little announcement video for that. But this one, it's a self-healing spread. And again, my readings, I have decided to mainly have them be timeless readings, because it's whenever someone is drawn to click on a video or to hear it, usually it's the time that they need to hear it. And sometimes people don't bother to click on videos if they see it's from 2 years ago. But again, always follow your intuition, even if something is old. Everybody goes through similar things in life, and there still might be messages for you. So even in regards to any of my old readings, feel free to scrummage through and see if something draws you, because there might be a message there, even if it's old. But I do want to introduce these new ones as being timeless. So just putting that out. And as you know, or anyone who's been with me, and I have a tissue in my hand, now if you see it, because I had me bawling, and I said, because I lay the cards out ahead of time so that I can sit with them, and so that I can clarify some things, with my spirit guide, and be like, is this what you're wanting me to say, or is this, So I like to take the time to do that ahead of time. That's just how I do it. And and from what I was getting, I was like, does this include a message in here for me too? And it said yes, the card says yes. I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. I mean, I'm part of the collective, so I guess it's we can't, just like with the old readings, man, that I used to do before. I said sometimes stuff was hitting a little too close to home, but again, that's why I was guided to do them, because I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. That's why I was called to help other people going through similar stuff. But sometimes it was just like, it's too much of my own stuff in here. And again, something similar, which then caused me to start crying. And I said, you're not supposed to do that. I says, well, hopefully is other people going to get something from it too? And they said, yes. I said, well, good, because like I said, that's how it goes, right? Collective, we go through similar experiences. But it was unexpected. And I did have tissues here in case it happens again. Oh, that's what I said. I try to keep things light, because those readings that I used to do before, it's heavy subject matter. Shadow work is heavy subject matter. And as an empath, and you're doing all the different signs, and you're taking on everybody's storylines, and including your own, and it's hitting close to home, it can become, for any reader, it can become overwhelming, which you find a lot of readers sometimes take breaks. Especially, like I said, I deal with shadow work. I try to make things upbeat and happy, and add a little humor to it, but shit ain't funny when it's happening. You know what I'm saying? But again, I was trying to do those first 2-minute things, is I want to do stuff that's more positive. I'm going to make spreads, because I have my list of spreads that I've created. I'm going to do something that's more positive messages. I said, because we want to keep the energy light. I don't want to get into heavy stuff. I don't want to get into, relationship stuff too much. I'm trying to focus more on the relationship that we have with self, because whatever we feel is reflected outwards, and how we allow others to treat us, types of people that we attract, how we show up for ourselves in our lives, all that stems from our relationship with self. So this time around, I wanted it to be more focused on that and less on the twin flame soulmate, because people get too in the woo-woo and don't realize that a lot of the issues is with you. And so, it kind of goes over people's heads. Or they don't want to hear it because it's always easier to be like, oh, it's somebody else. They're the problem. If only they, But again, it probably wasn't your first time at the rodeo, and you probably have a certain type and certain similarities that have occurred and same in the relationships. So again, and it's the common denominator again is ourselves. But I'm digressing a lot here. My point was, I was trying to keep it light with those first two, motivational messages. And even here, this one is called the self-healing spread, right? Five questions. Hoping it wasn't going to get too deep. Like I said, but of course, we had to get into. So I warned you ahead of time. This can't be avoided, right? I have to write it down here because again, it's been a while. It's been a while. I read for myself, which isn't always easy either. It gets confusing. But this is my first swinging in. Not quick, happy, upbeat 2-minute messages. I'm going to dive a little deep into this one as I've rambled for 6 minutes. First question represents the primary emotional block or issue from the past that is limiting our self-growth. And again, this is for the collective. Don't matter what your sign is, what your sex is, any of that. This is like, if it hits, it hits. If it misses, you probably should be glad. Because maybe you're not need. Well, let's be honest. Everybody needs work. Again, that's a primary blocker issue from the past that's limiting self-growth. That's keeping you stuck. If people have been stuck for a while, considering even aside from the 2020 drama, that's people have been stuck in different situations and stuff from that. Overall in life, personal relationships, etc. This is dealing with it all. Second represents the primary emotional, how the emotional block affected relationships with others in the past. Represents how this emotional block is affecting relationships with others in the present. One of the lessons that can be learned from the emotional block. And here are the steps that one can take to encourage self-healing. And this is based on cognitive behavioral therapy. Just want to put that out. And then I asked for 2 more. And I asked each one, and I would get yes, 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 because I'm trying to not clarify so much, because I do want to keep these relatively small. I won't be rambling for 6 minutes, and the others. This is just kind of the first of the series, so I'm kind of laying it out. But I did want to clarify this one, because this card can mean several things. But so grab a tissue, because you might need one. Lord, give us strength. Let's start off with the primary emotional block or issue from the past. There's some reality checks. Fool me once, fool me twice. In other words, don't be a fool. This is the deck that I've created. If you keep letting shady people slide, they'll think they can ice skate. Don't play yourself by letting them play you again. So again, anyone that's been on my channel has probably dealt with some doozies. So again, this is about learning lessons from failed situations in the past where we were perhaps deceived, especially those of us who are involved with narcissists. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power. Ignorance may be bliss, but only for so long. Eventually, you need to wise up for your own growth and healing. Once you know better, do better. It's all about the lessons, become enlightened. So again, this is about learning from the past. And, you know, when we're living in the la-la, or we're feeding ourselves bullshit, or allowing others to feed it to us, because they say hungry hearts will settle for crumbs. You know, when we've learned from that experience, or even just our own naivete in regards to whatever was your thing, or things plural, that you had some rude awakenings to, in regards to other people, in regards to, again, our own naivete, you know, chasing things that weren't meant for us, or believing that something was meant for us and it wasn't, and having a hard time letting go of that, or and again, that could be careers, it could be relationships, it could be whatever it was. Um, Allowing ourselves to be fooled, or fooling ourselves, basically. But now we know better, right? And the universe is saying, you know, and if we keep on that path and not revert back, because it's easy to revert back, because the conditioning is real up in here. And nothing gets healed in a day. You will constantly find yourself slipping. This is the thing. The master has failed more times than student even realizes, you know. We're constantly changing, constantly falling back on old ways. But as long as it's about recognizing those patterns, recognizing our own shit, recognizing other people's shit, most especially, and not going down that road if we can avoid it. And if we do that, some good shit is about to come our way. You're welcome, the universe. So again, ending of stuff to allow for new things to come in. But if we're holding and we're clinging, whether it's negative belief systems, negative self-talk, you know, oh, nothing will ever work, or no, the stinking thinking. Where stinking thinking persists, so does the hamster wheel. Nothing moves forward, because we're always taking that mindset or that energy with us, or we're projecting it out. And we attract what we think we are, not necessarily what we want. That's how it works. See, that's why you had so many people saying, "Oh, I was so good and I was so whatever, and this person was such an asshole," and you know, how does that say even if I'm not an asshole? How did I attract that? No, but you attracted what you thought you were, or what you thought you deserved, because of your own low self-esteem or childhood wounding, whatever it is. So it says it might not have been what you wanted, but it was what you needed to learn the lesson. Yeah, shit sucks. But as Joe Jackson says, or used to say, or said once, it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't, but it ain't what it could be. Right? And then we got here the same thing. Well, what's limiting our self-growth? This is the purple one. This is that third eye. Yes, I told you it's been a while. Despondence. Well, we're all just losing our damn minds over just life, shit we've been through. Don't know what the hell we're doing. Don't know what the hell we're going. Don't know why things are happening the way they are. We're just completely out of touch with the whole reason why we're here. Life just seems unfair. I'll read from the book here, and this is also again our heart and mind, our destiny. This speaks of soulmates. You know, this is also going to be karmic soulmates, people that come into your life to teach you lessons. They could be somebody new from this life, could be somebody from a past life that you owe some payback for, or they owe it to you, or we can only imagine how all of this works, the fine details. You know, we got a little clue, but never assume one knows everything how it works, because even people that are spiritual still like, well, why? You know, it is what it is. Destiny. Now that this is over, or now that we've gotten through this, or now that we're, we're kind of stuck in the doorway. One foot still in the past, one foot in the future, not knowing where to turn, where to go. Especially, I said, 2020 has just been a shit show upon shit shows. Like that was that not unexpected or what? And it's been relentless. It has used zero lube so far. But we still have to think positively. We still have to try to figure out the future, even though the future looks bleak, even though all hope seems lost, even though, again, a lot of things change for a lot of people, whether it was relationship wise, career wise, everybody's lives got kind of turned upside down. A lot of people lost a lot of things this year. In some ways, it kind of put everybody on a level playing field. Because again, we're all humans going through the human experience. We're all spirits, I should say. We're all souls going through the human experience. We all share that commonality of certain things that we are going to go through here. So that's why there needs to be compassion and understanding that everyone's here for their own journeys. Everybody's here to learn their own lessons. Everybody's on different stages and phases of their level, grade. I said school, life is school, right? You want to get kept back and repeat classes and all that. You want to just get it and move. Move on to the next. But the question is, where do we go from here? What future? What you talking about, Willis? That's what I call my spirit guide. Because that's what I say all the time. What you talking about, Willis? Like, because shit don't make no sense. That's what he says. His full name is SHIJYE Willis de Loco. That's what I call my spirit guide. Sway because of, if anyone remember that old thing with Kanye and Sway, he was like, how Sway? How Sway? So when my spirit guide tells me stuff that I don't see how it's possible, I'm like, how Sway? And then, what you're talking about, Willis, is self-explanatory. And then De Loco means because I'm like, you crazy. You're crazy. So that's my spirit guide's name. Well, that's what I call him. SHIJYE Willis de Loco. Gotta call him something, right? Destiny. No, despondence. Let's do this one first. Despondence, you have all the answers you need within. This card may indicate an emotional tie that no longer serves you. Remember how you relate to the issue is the issue. Obstacles are removed when you change your relationship to them. So again, trying to let go of what all these shitty ass people did and let go of our own foolishness, naivete, sucks. Keeping it real around here. Mysticism. This is a time of trusting in the unknown, right? We already sense the answer, even if it's not apparent. Again, about following our intuition. Don't ask others for what they see, for you alone can see into the heart of the matter. Trust your intuitive powers to guide you. Right? This is about faith. We are all wounded. Some wounds are recognized easily, while others are not. Forge ahead and do not allow your pain to hold you back. That's what I said, because destiny awaits, dear. If we let go of, some good shit's coming. Even the crow. Even the crow says so. That's the second time when he showed up at the readings. I love my birds, especially the crows. They're messengers, All nature is if you know how to tune in. Then we have here gratitude. You are capable of more than mere mortal conversation. This is a time of enlightened communication, and you will raise the consciousness of others. You are stepping into self-mastery. The gifts you see in others already live within you. So this is again about recognizing, putting the focus on ourselves, recognizing we've been through difficulties, we've come through it, we've learned lessons, we've grown. We need to now just try to let it go so that new things can come in. We'll focus on the future. Try to follow your intuition. What's guiding you? Again, maybe some people lost their jobs, lost their businesses, and maybe this is an opportunity for something new to be reborn. Maybe you were meant to do something else, and because of the situation of what happened, all this time in lockdown or whatever, maybe you're supposed to be, and I say, oh, I haven't been doing it. It's never too late. Learn a new skill, read some things. If you ever wanted to explore a talent that you might have, now's the time. That there's all this free time, right? And it's also a way to take our minds off of the stinking thinking, because we're using that energy in a creative way to bring about something new that may change your destiny, right? You see, and also finding inspiration in others, right? Other people's gifts and talents. We usually look to them. Oh, I wish I could do. Well, get on it. Forgiveness. Amethyst protects us from toxic amethyst. That's the person in the card. Protects us from toxic situations. As I fool me once, fool me twice. It said, the narcissist relationship, let me tell you, it's soul destroying. It's on a whole nother level of betrayal. Like it's just, woof. And it's the only people that have been through it. No. Like I said, because that whole relationship was a lie. It was fake. You were used. That's a hard pill to swallow. But again, it's about making peace and realizing how we show up for ourselves. Again, what we allow continues. So, next time you see that coming, you better not get amnesia. Then we have here, freeing us from toxic situations. This card indicates healing and allowing yourself to return to the natural state of peace once again. Remember, we never forgive others. We only forgive ourselves for loving others who betrayed us. Bastards. Put your assholes. This is a time of personal evolution. Yes. Funk that. Funk them. And it's time to keep it moving. Recovery. Lilac offers detachment as you allow yourself to see the big picture. Again, it's like stepping stones, Like when falling into the canyon, it's just a stepping stone. What once may have been immaturity is now about growing into a new partnership with spirit. Again, living and learning, and especially, like I said in my other reading, it's when you have become so, anybody who's hit rock bottom knows there's no lower you can go. And you that's the time that you usually look to God, because you feel like you're so humbled. See, I'm getting all emotional again. Damn you, spirit. Oh, breathe, breathe, Lord. But anyway, it says it's only in your darkest times that you look for Him, that you look for answers, and they wait for that. Your spirit guides, God, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to see the bigger picture, again, of why you're here and what all this shit means and how it's not for your destruction but for your betterment. Destruction, yes, in the ways of destroying things that were built on faulty foundations, which usually stem from childhood. So we don't blame the parents. No. But again, and this is generational because stuff repeats. Humans teach the next generation of humans what they know. And a lot of times what they know is whacked out, wrong, belief systems. That can be a dangerous thing. Um, but we learn as we go. Um, but it's about, again, trying to connect more with spirituality because we live in such a materialistic, hedonistic, all about me, not about you. I want it right now. I don't got no patience. This is the kind of world we live in, and we've been conditioned to, especially over the past, I think, when they say the Generation X, that's for those of us who were born in the 70s, I think 70s, 80s. It ended at some point, you know. We're the last of the old school. This whole other generation, the past 20 years or whatever, has been so into technology, social media, whatever, and it's led to the detachment from spirituality, from just connecting with other people. You see people out all together. Everybody's on their phones. Nobody enjoys the moment. Like I said, there's a coldness and a detachment that comes. Even people don't even like to talk on the phone anymore. It's a whole different energy exchange. Everything is texting. Everything is quick. Everything is, ain't nobody got time for no. So those who were alive pre all of this, we know what it was like. And that's why some of us get nostalgic for the old days, because nowadays everything is just so, sometimes it's too much. So again, step back, allow the angels to bring healing to you. Did I just sidestep for a minute? But that's all right. Balance. This card may indicate a reluctance to change. Again, still holding on. We need to listen, but I'm just, you understand. Ain't nobody perfect over here. Ain't nobody perfect over here. And anybody that tries to come across like they're all perfect and they're all Zen guru, whatever the hell, and like living up in the mountain with the Buddhas and a whole different, you know what I'm saying? I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. Deep, deep, deep in the abyss. I've been deep in the abyss. So that's what it says. As I'm going along, I teach what I've learned. I teach what I know. Doesn't mean that I don't still, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in being fake. I don't believe in lying. I don't believe in trying to come across as, you know what I'm saying? Be like Jesus. Jesus didn't place himself above the people. He said, walk with me, beside me. Don't follow me. Because he was, you know what I'm saying? But again, I digress. If you've been with me, you know I do this. This card indicates reluctance again to change. You may be hesitating because of the past. Okay? Not wanting to be hurt again. Not wanting to deal with people because they all suck. Especially if you've been watching what's going on. If you were thinking about coming out into the world earlier this year, all you got to do is look online, see the way the people acting. And it just makes you all the more, like I said, and this is where the struggle with me comes in, because I'm being guided to help people, and half the time I can't stand humanity. All is a test, people. You know, it's calling us to get out of our zones, comfort zones. Can't avoid life. We can't stay in the hole. Or the hermit can't stay in the cave. And let me tell you, I'm hermit to 3,000. You know, it's like you can't hide from the world. You got to get out in it. You got to live it so that you can experience new things. You can, you know, we can't live in the past. You can't hide away from the world. You can't give up on yourself. You can't, you know, you can't be all like this, pulling your hair out, looking at everybody like, get away from me. um, it says the reluctance to change, you may be hesitating because of the past. It doesn't mean you should be hasty, weigh all sides before moving forward. This can mean the start of a relationship proceeds slowly. So again, anybody that was involved in shit like I was, you were probably sworn off or whatever. I am not dealing, but they're saying don't deprive yourself because then they win. See, the walls we put up to protect ourselves also hold us prisoner. Yeah, it sucks, don't it? You can't win. Spirit won't let you. It's you know what I'm saying? Destiny. That's we spent 3 hours on one card. Black and white. Together we are stronger than alone. So this is again about can't be a hermit forever. Although it is nice. I've been a hermit most of my life. You know. Not to say that I haven't, but whenever I've come out, I got whacked with a bunch of shit and it made me crawl right back in again and swear off. You know, like I said, I don't speak what I don't know. You know? So here we have destiny. Hold on here. Now, originally, I didn't read the card. I read, you know, what this color scheme generally means for all the cards. But for this one, you know, it does speak about, you know, what tools you need to form your own destiny. Are you ready for your destiny? It's also about, you know, you might be destined to meet the one. Maybe you thought the last one was the one. The one you clung on to, the one you try to make it work with, you know, the narcissist or many, the karmic, the lesson. You know, the lesson is not the life partner, not always. Most of the time it's not. Not to say that the next one that would be wouldn't come with its own challenges because that's just too good to ask for. Um, but here it's about, you know, being open, loving ourselves enough to not give up hope, to have faith, to take a chance again on life, but apply the wisdom. Don't be a fool, as I said, don't, you know, but don't be so Queen of Swords that you like scare people away. Um, Dare to live your life the way you decide. Are you willing to make sacrifices to have what you desire? And for many people, the sacrifice is letting go, you know, letting go of fear, letting go of anger, forgiving. These are the things that hold us back. Black and white are in heaven. Now, I'm reading this because of what happened over here. So, this is also a soulmate card. Sometimes the soulmates come together in this life. Sometimes the opportunity gets missed. You know, sometimes one passes away. You know, it's sometimes one, and if we're talking about a twin flame situation, sometimes that person isn't even incarnated in the same life. You know, it's only from what they say. You know, again, that's why I'm trying to get away from all that because I'd rather focus on you. As I said, you heal yourself. We got to go through the bumps and things. There's no guarantees. There's no promises. There's no, I mean, you know, maybe to some degree, but we can't be clinging on to relationships or people or situations because of titles or because of what we think, you know. Just said, if you set something free, if it comes back, whatever, again, but sometimes opportunities are missed. Sometimes the person dies. Sometimes they're off with somebody else. Who knows? Um, but it doesn't mean that you aren't destined to be with somebody else, or maybe who you thought you were destined to be with, or what you thought was supposed to be your career, or whatever. Turns out it's supposed to be something else. Like I said, this is kind of a time where people are figuring out, am I going back to old, or am I embarking on something new? Some people already have. Um, Now here with the destiny one, when it talks about the soulmate, black and white are in heaven, waiting to go back to earth yet again to complete their work. When they meet and fall in love, they learn that they will not be together on earth. In previous lives, their love was ill-fated. They appeal to the council of great spirits, who turn down their request to be together. But the great servant appears and grants their wish. Together they accomplish greater things than they could have done alone. Now this can get a little confusing, but from what I take of this is sometimes you can't be with the person you want to be with, even if you were meant to be with them, because of their own choices, because of things happening in life. But know that that connection is always there. This is especially for people, again, who have passed on or passed away. The connection is always there. And there will be another chance in another life. But we have to kind of be at peace with whatever has happened, and find a way to move forward, and not, again, deprive ourselves of maybe meeting someone else. Right? So, we're already so much into this, and I thought I wanted these to be half hour only. Well, maybe if I didn't ramble in the beginning. But here again, it's about creation, letting go of old ideas, allowing for new growth. A new dawn is coming. It's time to open yourself up to inspiration. Again, feeling inspired again. Again, letting go of what you no longer need. Not being afraid of the unknown. And then letting fear hold you back from trying new things, meeting new people, whatever the situation is. Do what's best for you, and what's best for you obviously is being happy, being healthy, being productive, you know, living, not just existing. It says you no longer need to prove yourself. This is about understanding who you are and what you have created, making wise choices, again, because those affect our path. Step into the light. And figure out again who you are. Who you are, why you're here, and what do you want to do? What do you want to do now? Trying to find some inspiration. Because we're like, I don't want to do shit. I'm tired of all this thing. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to sit in the room and do nothing. But that's what we'll get, right? That's what we'll get. So as we've spent all that time just on this one, how is the emotional block affected relationships with others in the past? We have here loss, and under it we have peace, and then we have new beginnings, and then we have dark-haired man. Now, either you're the dark-haired man, or you were dealing with a dark-haired man. Dark-haired man in this deck usually represents the shadow aspect. It could be somebody with dark hair, but it's mostly for the shadow aspect. So again, people that were dealing with negative situations, being at peace with that, letting it go, be open to new beginnings, right? The same thing if you're the male. being at peace, letting things go, be open to new beginnings, right? Then we have also the idea of, like I said, about, someone who might have passed away. Same thing. We have to come to terms with the loss. We have to be at peace. We have to allow ourselves to have new things with new people. You can't be a widow forever, because again, you're only depriving yourself, and you're not allowing the universe to bring you something else that might make you happy. Again, so male, female, doesn't matter. That's what that is about here. This one is, how does the emotional block affect the relationship with others in the present? Right? So this is the past. This is what we need to let go of, or what we needed to let go of. Again, we needed to let go of some shady person so we can have peace in our lives and have a new beginning. However that may fit for you. Again, but this was the past. This is the present. This is about patience, ending the lesson, and spiritual. Having patience with ourselves. Again, the healing process. So we're not like this. I understand that the healing takes time. You can't put a time frame on healing, but at the same time, you can't take the rest of your life. You will always carry some pain with you, some losses you'll never get over. Some things you'll never get over. You have to learn to live with it. It's as hard as it is. So the pain may never go away, but you still got to get up every morning. You still got to push forward. Some losses are felt, especially if you had a soulmate and they died. But you can't focus on, it'll kill you. It'll kill you inside. It's just, but it's not final. That's what the spirit wanted to say, as I'll get into on this side here. It's about learning. These are, we go through things in life. We go through things in life, and we learn from them. Sometimes even it's appreciating time, because time, you can't go back, you can't move forward. All you have is now, and it's about the present moment, and it's about appreciating the time you have now, whether that's to make a change, whether that's to make amends, whatever that is for you. Understanding that time is always moving, whether you are or not. So don't allow future opportunities to pass you by because you're stuck in time, living in regrets, shoulda, woulda, couldas, because we can't change the past. And that's why it's telling us we have to be at peace with endings, losses, missed opportunities, our own foolish choices. We need to come to terms with things so that we can heal it, and so that better things can come. The spiritual part, again, was speaking about the connection, because this is what I asked about. What is this? Is this about healing? Is this about, again, it's about our spiritual path. It's about things that we learn. It's about the connections that we made, or, loves that we've had that we can't let go of, or, so especially loves that have been lost through death. To know that connection is always there, and that you'll have another opportunity to be together again in another life, in the afterlife, however that works for you. But for whoever this is for, where the person has, you're thinking about the person that you've lost. Like I said, I'm feeling this is more of someone who's passed away, and someone who's still mourning the loss of someone who's passed away. They want you to know that, what I just said. And also that the person that you're thinking of thinks of you too. They think about you, and they wish that they could do right by you. You know, they wish that they could be with you. Um, but they want you to not live in the past. They want you to move forward, even if that means being open to finding someone new. You know, put in effort into your life, into yourself. Don't remain stuck in the prison of your own making. And also to let you know that even though they're feeling all these things, you know, but they are stuck between worlds. You know, you're at an impasse where if you can't be with someone who's passed away, you have to come to terms with that. But again, but know that they're always thinking of you. They're with you, and perhaps they're waiting for you. That don't mean go kill yourself so you can go be with them. Oh, I gotta, yeah. Because you never know the frames of minds of people, you know. Just know that it's never lost. And I'll leave it at that. Here, the lesson that can be learned from the emotional block, we have the keeper of the scales, fairness and balance, but it was in the challenge position. And then we also have the High Lady of Love and Compassion, Reverence, Kindness, and Consideration, also in the challenge position. So let's see, 38. Oh no, this is number 1, so let's hit this one first. When the High Lady of Love and Compassion appears as your challenger, she gently reminds you to snap out of the self-centeredness. The ego has set a sneaky trap for you. You may have forgotten that to create an abundant life, you must be conscious of how your choices impact those around you. Are you trying to manipulate others to get what you want without consideration for them? Is it possible that your good intentions are about helping too much, enabling another person to remain the same and preventing his or her growth? Sometimes it's better to let others hit bottom with their own suffering rather than trying to make it easier for them. Sometimes you need to be cruel to be kind. Be conscious that you aren't alone in this. Oh, be conscious, sorry, that you aren't alone in this world. Begin to behave as if the God in all life, in every person, matters. Remember that the living world is a sacred community, and you're a magical and important part of it. But you're not the only one who counts. The High Lady of Love and Compassion is awaiting to guide you, my glasses, to guide you and be your friend and ally. Think first of others and she will orchestrate your ultimate success. So this is, again, if we've been shutting people out and shutting down the fort and hibernating and being a hermit and closing people off and whatever, you know, how we're feeling about some certain situation that we've gone through, it has spilled out into other relationships. Perhaps those people were involved and forgiveness needs to happen. Or perhaps you've just been so jacked up by everything that you've just cut everybody off and you're not thinking about how other people might be feeling. It's also, again, it's the collective in general needs to understand that the world doesn't revolve around you. Everybody's about me, 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 me. You see a lot of disrespect going on. You see a lot of meanness. You see a lot of rudeness. You see a lot of violence. You see a lot of hatred. You see, I mean, that there's been so much that it's been overwhelming for me to even look at. Like on the Twitter, it's like, Twitter is toxic. I try to not even look at comments and look at stuff because some of the stuff that people say, as if the words you spoke were written on your skin, would you be ugly or beautiful? And for some of these people, they would be the hideous of the hideous because there is just so much negative, hateful, ugly. It's like venom and it's toxic. Um, so people need to kind of check themselves and have a little more consideration that everybody here suffers in one way or another. And common courtesies and just those kind of considerations to not allow our own battles within destroy other people, you know. So again, if forgiveness needs to happen, if this is involving other people, or it's just, you hating your life and taking it out on everybody else, you know, we got to check that. We got to check that because it's not fair, right? You wouldn't want somebody else taking out all their shit on you, right? So it's kind of just be aware of how our own storms might be affecting other people, right? And that will, and also again, not allowing ourselves to be the ones taking on other people's stuff too, being victimized by other people's bullshit, you know. Um, it's and we all just get along. Right? Um, 38, 38. Keeper of the scales. Events are turning your life upside down. Okay. And you may be dizzy and confused. See? Are you feeling that life is unfair for you right now? Do you believe others are getting ahead and leaving you behind? Could your ego be throwing things off? Your pride and self-centeredness may be weighing down the scales. Again, this talks about ego and the self. Stinking thinking, jealousy. Oh, they got stuff and I don't. Again, the negative viewpoints that we have of self, of life, people, again, because you've been through so much stuff that you're trying really hard to just not turning. Never mind the hermit. The hermit is like the wise dude. You don't want to become the Grinch. The dude is up there with the dog and the friggin' heart that's 10 sizes too small, right? Because he's become so jaded that everybody just makes him friggin' miserable. Again, we gotta understand that. That's why it says focus on yourself. If you can't, I don't mean shut people out, but again, try to understand where the energy needs to be and where it needs to not be. Um, and, try to invest in your healing so that you can not look at other people's lives or not compare yourself to other people and or allowing our own again stinking thinking or the pains of the past or the assholes of the past or the failures of the past or whatever it is that's been keeping you in the hole, keeping you in the cave, keeping you up in the mountain, you know because you're not being fair to yourself. Again, you're not being fit, and you're not allowing the scales of justice to tip in your favor. You're not allowing the universe to bring things to you because again, you're still stuck in that woes. Another message could pertain to the behavior of others throwing your life out of whack. Well said. Can work out of the way. Are you around drama that causes you to become ungrounded or caught up in it? Like I said, stay away from things that bring bullshit. You know what I mean? Um, the keeper of the scales says that it's time to take a break. Do whatever is necessary to bring yourself back into balance. Let go of all people, behaviors, or conditions that bring you into disharmony. You will be very grateful when balance is restored and you're off the roller coaster. Remember that what goes around comes around. Justice will be served one way or another, and harmony will be restored. Again, or you may miss out because you want to be stuck in your own stinking thinking. And then they say, hey, I got this thing over here for you, but you keep holding on to this over here for some reason, and you're miserable, and you're tired, and you got no hope, and because you're clinging on to this thing that we need to let go of, even though it's painful, even though it's difficult. It's the only way to freedom is letting go. It sucks though. It's difficult. And here we have think, act, be. How we should think, what we should do, and how we should be. Or how to be still or at peace. And then this is a wrap up. An hour reading, that's my usual. Um, the steps that can be taken to encourage self-healing. How we thinketh we are. Thoughts are not facts. We often assume our thoughts are simply observations about what is true. I'm pathetic, or nobody cares about me, can feel as real as the sky is blue. Be on the lookout today for interpretations you're making about yourself, others, or the world. Again, judgments. I saw on Twitter, man, people be talking shit. Professional shit talkers, people in glass houses loving to throw rocks, pointing out everybody else's stuff. And it's like, if you focus on your own healing, instead of pointing out everybody else's stuff, and not focusing on the stuff that other people is making you miserable, instead focus on yourself and what's making you miserable, your life might change, you know. Um, so it's about withholding judgments. Try not to judge, again, trying to understand, but also separating yourself from drama. Don't involve yourself with it. They said, not my monkey, not my circus. You know, I'm sure we have other battles that we need to deal with before we try to take on the world. You know, like I said, you can't change the world. You can only change yourself. And if everybody did that, if everybody did the healing and the shadow work, if everybody healed themselves, the world would be a lot nicer place because people would be healthier, mind, body, spirit. They would treat each other better. But that ain't going to happen on a grand mass scale unless, you know, the second cometh. But people need to realize that the change starts within, and then maybe you'll start attracting better people or situations to you. It's not to say that there's always going to be shit going on, because this is where we are. This is the 3D. This is hell. This is where you come here to work through karma. So as much as we would love it to be kumbaya, everybody, peace, love, and whatever, it probably will never happen, because this is where we come to go through the muck, like the lotus flower, right? Coming from the depths of the impure mud, and it blooms into a beautiful thing. Because it says those flowers that are grown in shade don't know hardship. And it's through hardship that we gain wisdom, and that's how we grow. So they say you can't, easy lives don't, they're nice. Comfort zones are nice, but nothing ever grows there. And that's why you're here. Dear, realize that these thoughts are stories in your mind is created, and that they may or not be true. Again, our own personal belief systems, projections, whatever, it's all stems from conditioning. And you could have gotten that information from another conditioned mind who, again, I take everything with a grain of salt, because, again, someone else's truth ain't necessarily your truth. A lot of people live in their lives through other people's thoughts and opinions without validating if it's fact or not. Making a fool of themselves, tearing shit up, doing all kinds of stuff over lies. And especially, but I ain't even gonna get into the rabbit hole today. But I'm sure that's a video that's coming. Do what matters. This is the actions that we can take. Do what matters. Write down your most important values. For example, perhaps you value serving others or sharing love with family. Now take a look at your schedule for the week. Do you spend a lot of your time on things you deeply care about? Again, what you focusing on? If you're focusing on fools being fools, instead of getting mad, the clowns are clowns, it's like, well, ask yourself why you keep going to the circus. You know what I'm saying? Do you spend a lot of your time on things you deeply care about? Again, are you focusing on your own healing? Are you focusing on your own growth and your own betterment? Or are we focusing on all the bullshit that's going on? And that's not in our control. It says, and don't involve yourself if you cannot. You're better off. Find one way today to align your calendar with your values. Make a plan. Make a vision board. Make a list. Hold yourself accountable. So that's the whole thing. That procrastination, boy, I got that one down. A lot of people probably have that as a lesson to learn. Don't put off today. You know, which should, however it goes. Put off today what you knew tomorrow. No, that's the motto that they live by, right? Make a schedule for yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Write things down. What do you not like? And the things that you can change, the things that are in your power and in your control to change, you'll notice you have a lot more control than you give yourself credit for. So all these things that are happening and that you feel that are not in your control and you don't know what's going, whatever, focus on the things that are in your control. If you want to lose some weight, if you want to learn a new skill, if you want to take some time, do some yoga, some whatever it is that you can do, do. And whatever you can't, let it go. And if you can do it later, do it later. And if nothing, at least you let it go. You can't focus on stuff you can't change. Focus on things you can change. Focus on the things that matters. And what matters, you matter, right? So make a plan, Stan. And then we have here B, alternate nostril breathing. I was like, what the hell part is this? Sit comfortably in a quiet setting. Use your right thumb to gently close the right nostril. And inhale slowly. Pause a second, then close your left nostril. With your right pinky. What is this? It's like the game Twister. Right foot blue, left foot, like what's going on here? So again, okay, put the right thumb to close the right nostril. Inhale slowly. Pause a second. Then close your left nostril with your right pinky. Release your thumb. Why is it all got to be the same hand? Release your thumb and exhale gently. Pause. Inhale through the right nostril and switch the thumb and pinky again as you exhale. So I guess you're switching off the thumb and pinky, right, left, and taking a breath on each side, slowly. With practice, you'll quickly get the hang of it. Continue for 2 to 3 minutes, noticing any effects on your nervous system. So I guess this is supposed to slow down your breathing. When you slow down your breathing, you become more calm and relaxed. And your breathing slows down, probably because you're only breathing through one freaking nostril over here. So you're like, I can't. And if you got a stuffy nose, forget about it. So I don't know. Try this at your leisure. Try this at your own, what do you call it? Safety precautions. And do make sure you probably should blow your nose before you do this because, I don't know, all that breathing around, we won't get into any details, but I'm sure you understand. And on that note, oh no, we got these here. Just the little extras that I got. It's better to say no when you need to and to say yes when you want to. Otherwise, anger will creep in and you'll resent the person or obligation. I feel no guilt when I say no to someone. So again, it's about keeping your peace. If just somebody's bringing drama your way, be like, oh, hold up. Oh no. Let's. Mama don't need no drama. Right? Knowing when to say no. Here, we have some lovely flowers. That was the table, by the way. I open up to spontaneity and accept change. So again, just closing it out on the same thing. Release, chill out, let go, tell people to step off that need to be stepping off, sweep the front step to allow for something new to come in, and watch our thoughts. Do something for ourselves. Positive. Treat yourself, as they say. Then know again that whatever connections that you might have had with someone who might have passed over to the other side, know that that is never lost, and they are thinking about you as well. And they're waiting for you for when your time comes. But the time isn't now because you have a destiny to fulfill. So be at peace, my dears. And on that note, is that a third note or a second note? I don't know. I've lost track. Take care. Until next time, bye bye.